folks. This is Peter Steinley, the Jobs Guy, and I'm here to tell you 5 things that every employer really wants when they're looking at employees. First, they want employees that will be there. You don't have to be Superman or Wonder Woman. Most employers just expect to hire normal people, but they want you to be there every day. Number 2, they want you to be smart. And I'm not talking about IQ. I'm talking about don't do dumb things. I hired some guys for a manufacturing plant one time, and they got a little bit bored on the assembly line, and so they started entertaining each other by having bolt wars, throwing steel bolts at each other. This is how guys sometimes build relationships, right? Tackle football and bolt wars. And one of the guys realized that he could never hit his friend because his friend saw the bolt coming and he would duck down behind these steel cabinets. And so he thought, well, what I'll do is I'll throw one, and then I'll throw another one when he ducks down that he won't see coming. And sure enough, the guy ducked down, and he popped up, and the second bolt caught him right in the tooth and busted his tooth in half. Well, who pays for that tooth? The employer had to pay $800+ for that tooth. And for the time the guy was missing from work. And they had to stop the assembly line because they couldn't get all the work done. And so it caused all kinds of problems. So be smart. Employers don't have time for games like that. Number 3, get along with other people. Employers need people that can get along with others. And the number 1 reason for adults to get fired in the United States is inability to get along with coworkers or customers, heaven forbid, or their supervisors. And number 4, care. Care about the business. Care about the customers. Care about other people. It's impossible to have a good product or a good service if your employees don't care. And if you've ever gotten a hamburger with mustard running down your fingers, you know exactly what I mean. If they didn't care to put the mustard in the middle of the burger in the right amount, then you don't end up as a happy customer, and you probably won't come back. 5th thing is they want to know that you're going to stay. And so in the interview, on your application, everything you do, convince them that you're going to stay, that you're going to keep coming back as an employee. I talked to one of my employers who had hired a guy at a pretty good wage, and he didn't show up the 3rd day or the 4th day, so they figured he'd quit. The 5th day, he shows up again, and they said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Well, I work here." And they didn't agree with him. And they said, "Where have you been the last 2 days?" And he said, "Well, I had to cut my hair and do my laundry, so I took a couple days off." Well, clearly that doesn't work for employers. They're counting on employees to be there so that they can get the work done and take care of their customers and provide good service and good products. So they need you to be there every day, and they need to know that you're going to stay there a long time. It's very expensive for employers to run ads and to interview and to make offers and to background check and drug screen and get people trained. Sometimes it takes months to train somebody until they're really highly effective. So when they're interviewing you, they want to be convinced that you want to stay there for a long time, that this is the job you want, and nothing's going to stop you from being at work. So don't blame other people in your interview for why you got terminated at the last place. Don't throw mud. Don't say bad things about previous employers. Don't blame your sister for bringing the car home without gas as to why you got fired from your last job. Take responsibility and tell the employer, "I'm going to be there every day. I'm going to do whatever you need to get done. I enjoy working with other people. I like learning new things, and I'm going to take care of business." And they will be interested in hiring you. Thanks. This is Peter, the Jobs Guy.